Josh here from Second House Remote Viewing and Rockstar Intuition. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am running my June 2026 news and finance targets. My focus will be on the finance stuff. For today, I'm just going to do kind of one quick page of news to kick things off, which is sort of the way I usually do it here. I think I've got 9 targets to do. They're all labeled with letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Recording this on the 24th of May, 2026. Time is 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm feeling relaxed. It's Sunday. Just chilling. And I did do some tuning up, just a tuning meditation that I do before I run a remote viewing session generally. Okay, so my tasking for this one was 2H06 2026. Feels like kind of energy gating waves. This feels like maybe like a boat or vehicle. This is maybe a person. So I don't know. I'm getting this kind of visual of a person rescued at sea. Like this person who's like in these waves, maybe a boat. That's kind of the gist of it. The colors are, I'm getting like blue, black, green. Maybe it feels like dimensions outside. Feels like, yeah, again, this kind of wavy energy. It doesn't feel like explosions or anything like that, but this sort of up-down motion. This could just all be symbolic AOL crap for the markets. I don't know, but yeah, just sort of this. I'm hearing like horns, like foghorn texture, hard, wet. Yeah, it's like, again, just I can't shake this ocean imagery. Just drop the pen quick. Yeah, it's like a big ship, sort of metallic, salty. Yeah, it just feels like I'm at sea, drifting, floating. So maybe we'll see a big story about some kind of incident at sea with a boat, or a person in the water being rescued, something like that. The emotions, I'm getting like relief. So this could have something to do with the Strait of Hormuz, maybe. Does this have anything to do with that? Yeah, it feels like there's like a person. This feels like a speech bubble almost. It's like an announcement about boats. So maybe we'll finally see a resolution to the Strait of Hormuz stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but that could certainly be the type of thing that would have a big impact on the market. But yeah, I'm getting this, this looks like a little submarine or a boat to me, and just there's somebody kind of piloting this vehicle. And again, I'm not feeling like crazy bad stuff here. Like it feels like it's this a rescue or a correction, relief. So we could see the end of this stuff in June. I don't know necessarily when in June that's going to be, but this was really just meant to kind of get me off to the races, into a good state for doing my financial targets. So I'm going to move on to those now, and I'm sure the rest of the Second House team will be doing lots of good news sessions and pulling together an overall news video sometime before June 1st. So we'll move into the financial targets. So the way I usually do these, I knock out the ideogram. I kind of feel around to see if there's any important stuff on it, and then I add my charts to it kind of after the fact. So I'll probably go back and do that after. I'm gonna sort of knock out all the ideograms first, do the pass on it, and then drop in my grid after. I like to do them kind of on the blank page rather than doing them on the grid itself. I think it just gives me a bit less stuff to think about and just kind of lets me do the drawing. So my intention with these is to accurately portray the stock movements, and that's for all of these sessions. So I'm going to start with A. Move to A. Just going to move this intention out of the way. And scale it down. Some people don't like when you manipulate your remote viewing data in post, but I'm doing it transparently here. So I kind of ran into it with that ideogram. I'm going to run this ideogram again just in case. Yeah, same kind of feeling. Whatever this one, it feels like we kind of have some choppiness, some drops, but maybe kind of correcting near the further on into the month. We'll keep both of these for now, and I'll do some analysis down the road here. All right, moving on. I've dropped the pen, clear my head here. Moving on to the next target. Let's move to B. It will be perceivable and clear. This one feels like a down near the end of the month. Kind of a spike in the middle, maybe a double top or something. This is transit line. Where's the month start? So we start kind of here. Start with a drop. That might not be quite as deep or steep of a drop between here and here. Yeah, the big drop in this, it feels like it's coming sort of later in the month. So we'll see what that one is. Just going to move that out of the way up here. So our tasking, target A was the S&P 500. Target B was Brent crude oil. Target C was Rigetti Computing, which is a quantum computing stock that's been popping off lately. Target D was Zcash, which is a crypto that was requested by one of our members. E was gold miners. F was silver, just spot price. G was uranium. H was hydrograph. And I was QIMC, which is a clean hydrogen company that I am down about 30% on. So I'm hoping it does run. Okay, so I've gone through all of my ideograms for the different targets. I've labeled which one's which now that I've got it. I've thrown my axes in here so we can sort of get a feel for timing. And I've changed my pen color here to light blue, and we're going to kind of go through and make some notes. Yeah, S&P feels like maybe we dip a bit. It feels kind of sideways, and maybe up by the end of the month. So far, that's, yeah, I think we end up higher end of month. So maybe going into July, we're in a bit of a better situation than we are here going into June. Again, yeah, some choppiness, some downward movement maybe coming into the month. We're kind of riding on a high from May here coming into June, and again, I'm recording this on the 24th. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it does feel like we kind of come into the month here with a bit of a dip and maybe chop around a bit lower. But yeah, it does feel like a bit of a run up end of June into July here, so worth keeping an eye on there. Element B was oil, so actually seeing this now, again, we've got a bit of, it feels like volatility at the start of the month, but like a pronounced downward movement near kind of this sometime after the 20th, I would say. And maybe it happens in a few chops here and there, but yeah, it definitely feels like a choppy first half of the month, and maybe some relief on oil by the end of the month. I'm hopeful that is the case. I've got it actually falling off the chart here, going down below the bottom of the chart. So I guess big dip end of month. So maybe that feeling of relief from my news session. We get some actual relief in the markets, perhaps. Maybe some cleanup of what's happening with the Iran situation. This ended up being a pretty long recording, longer than I expected. But thanks for watching. That's my Rockstar Intuition financial forecast for June 2026, and we'll see you over at Second House as well for some news sessions for June. I know the rest of the team is working hard on their news sessions. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for supporting. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see all the other assets that I run. I've done 9 of them. We ran through them at the start there. All of those assets are on my private site at rockstarintuition.com. We've had some amazing hits last month on URA, silver. I think I pretty much caught the moves on everything with a pretty reasonable, kind of 75% accuracy, I'd say, for May. So if you want to get these, all of these asset charts, before the market opens on June 1st, check out the private membership. It's very reasonable. The Rockstar Innovation private membership I offer for $50 a month right now. I think people are getting value out of it, and remote viewing isn't 100% accurate, but so far I'm doing pretty good on these charts, and and people are making money. So, the goal of these charts isn't to give you information necessarily for day trading, but to get that kind of snapshot of what's the month going to look like, where are the big news and events going to be, and how can you, sort of precognitively set up your account to protect itself from major drops, or to catch some deals and ride the wave up when things are moving in a positive direction. But yeah, I think we're going to be seeing probably a somewhat choppy first half of the month here, and it feels like kind of positive going into July, tentatively positive. Particularly, it seems like we're looking at a dip in oil potentially, and the positive impact that'll have on a lot of other things, whether it's stocks or materials. So, don't know if I'm right. Last month we were pretty bang on. Hopefully it's the same this month. And again, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the other side at the mid-month update. Cheers.